What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. The Minnesota Vikings started the season 5-0, then lost to the Detroit Lions and the LA Rams in back-to-back weeks in October. That was then followed by a win streak of 9 consecutive games. They were the hottest team in the NFL. Unfortunately, old habits are hard to break, and the Vikings then lost to the Lions, and as of yesterday, the Rams in back-to-back weeks in January. And just like that, their season is over. The Rams cruised to a win over the Vikings in unprecedented NFC wildcard game. The Vikings and the Rams both tried to normalize an unprecedented situation, while many hearts and minds were on Southern California due to the devastating wildfires that have ravaged the LA area. Matter of fact, speaking of that, I just saw a statistic that has now put the estimated damage at approximately $275 billion. This would make the LA wildfire, 2025 LA wildfires, the most costliest natural disaster in American history. I don't even think it's that close to any other situation. I think maybe you have to go to like maybe one of the more recent hurricanes to get even anything near that figure. But anyway, the Rams, perhaps fueled by the heartache and heartbreak of what's going on in the LA area, cruised to a 27-9 victory over the favored Vikings. Matthew Stafford passed for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Rams defense sacked Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold 9 times, tying an NFL playoff record. Incredible. The Rams had as many sacks as the Vikings had points in this game. They also forced 2 turnovers. As a matter of fact, speaking of Matthew Stafford, when it comes to records, Stafford made postseason history with his 6th straight multi-TD game. Prior to Monday night, no quarterback in NFL history had ever thrown at least 2 touchdown passes in each of his first 6 games with the team. Stafford became the first to ever do this, which only adds to his remarkable postseason resume. And going further with the description of this game, Darnold was sacked by Rams quarterback Ahkello Witherspoon midway through the second quarter. The loose football was picked up by Rams offensive linebacker Jared Verse, and he rumbled to the end zone for the scoop and score to give LA a 17-3 advantage. The onslaught continued with under 2 minutes in the second quarter when Minnesota turned the ball over on downs. Stafford then proceeded to guide the Rams in the end zone in 5 plays as he capped off the drive with a 13-yard TD pass to tight end Davis Allen. They went into halftime up 24-3. LA's defense sacked Darnold 6 times and produced 2 takeaways in the second half. The Rams defense forced the Vikings to punt on their opening drive of the second half. The Rams went on an 11-play series that ended in a successful 44-yard field goal by kicker Josh McCarthy to extend their lead to 27-3. The Vikings facing an insurmountable deficit. We're just trying to play catch-up the rest of the way. Minnesota fans exit the stadium in the fourth quarter. The Rams' victory earns them a trip to Philadelphia for the divisional round of playoffs, where they will take on the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field this upcoming Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And course, it was just 3 years ago the Rams won the Super Bowl. I believe it was Super Bowl 56. And I guess you have to take away from this that the Rams are a dangerous team, facing an unprecedented situation, and motivated. I would assume some of these players may be displaced. Uh, I saw that the death toll has gone up. Thousands of people have been displaced. Um, it's absolutely heartbreaking what's going on in LA, and hearts still go out to these people. That's much bigger than sports, obviously. Anyone who can't see that, you're a whole new level of scumbag. And man, great for Ram fans, but the Vikings, man, Viking fans got to feel like shit right now, man. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, man, because I know what it's like to see a team do phenomenal during the regular season, but the playoffs are a different beast. They're a different animal. And it's the regular season, of course, truly counts in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if a team goes 15-1, or nowadays the 17-game schedule, 15-2, 16-1. Don't get me wrong, that's usually indicative of a really great team, but I've seen teams like I think 2007 Giants, and I think the 2011 Giants as well. I think those teams were both 9-7 in the regular season. But sometimes, and this happens more often in the NFL and maybe in baseball, a team can catch fire and do some amazing things. In the NBA, especially because they're best of 7 series, usually the better team will win that series. But because football is different, baseball can be a little bit different too, because all the teams, for the most part, there's not that big a disparity between the best team and some of the more mediocre teams. Like the best teams win like 105, 106 games, right? And then some of your more mediocre teams might win 90 games. But that's not that big a disparity. In the NBA, you can have a team that wins 65, 67 games, a team that wins 20. That's a huge disparity. And because all great players in the NBA can have more of an impact on the game rather than in baseball or even in football, that's why, generally speaking, it's much more difficult for lower tier teams to go all the way and do something special in the NBA. We've only seen 2 teams lower than the 3rd seed win the title: the 1969 Celtics and the 1995 Rockets. But football is a little bit different because it's a one game all. All you got is that one game, and anybody can beat anybody on any given night. So football is a little bit different. So if you can sneak into the playoffs, even though the odds may be stacked against you, you can do something special if your team just jails and catch fire. But anyway, that's all I got to say about this one. Tell me what you guys think.